Hey guys, we just started up another Rams House stream. Thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers. It really does mean a lot. I was gonna actually do a stream or a video last night when we hit it because I think we hit it around like 8 o'clock, something like that. But I was gonna stream that and just be like a thank you video, but then I just thought it might be a little too late. So I just want to start off by saying thank you so much for the 1K subscribers. I'm truly blessed to be able to do this for you guys. And today we're going to be talking about, is John Wolford going to be a good enough caliber starter for the Rams or even anywhere else, but specifically for the Rams because I believe he could get a shot at starting for the Rams with the way Jared Goff has been playing and just the QB position just being very wide open right now. Hey, Game of Clips. Hey, Chi-Town. Um, yeah, so what do you guys think? Is Wolford good enough to be a starter for the Rams? We're not going to completely get into this right away just because we're letting some people file in, but that's just going to be the prompt. What do you guys think about that? Hey, Samuel, that's right, go Rams. Hey, how are you guys doing? Do you think that John Wolford should be the starter for the Rams? Because, for me, I think he would do very good in the Rams system. Because of like all their bootlegs and their actions and like all the play actions that they do, and it's kind of amazing that Jared Goff did good in that system all the way up until like the last couple years because he's not even mobile, so it's kind of crazy how McVay made that work. Yeah, Wolford to Chicago. I mean, I feel like Wolford. The problem for me with him is like we don't know enough to say like he could go to any places. But I think he could do very well in our system. Hey Darkness, how you doing? Did you hear Aaron Rodgers maybe wants to leave Green Bay and wants to play for a Cali team? He lives 20 minutes from Rams facility. A rumor. Yeah, I did actually hear that, and I was actually gonna get into that in this stream. Obviously, I'd love to have him come here, but I think a lot of things would have to happen for that to be able to happen for him to come to LA. I think that if you get Rodgers on this team could be a Super Bowl team. I mean, they definitely would be if they had Brandon Staley in. They would for sure be a Super Bowl team with that plus Aaron Rodgers. But I think they got a legitimate shot if they get Aaron Rodgers. But that'd be a lot. I think they would have to do a lot to get him there. But I think if he has the motivation and he already wants to come here, that could make it a little easier. If the Rams draft a QB, I hope they draft Kellen Mond. I don't think I said that right, or Felipe Franks. What's your reasoning for that, Samuel? Because I mean, I want Trey Lance. Everybody, I think, wants Trey Lance. Um, but I just don't know if he's gonna fall to us. Wow, just found the rumor about it. Yeah. Who wins Super Bowl, Bucks or Chiefs? I mean, that's a tough one because I think what you got to look at for that is who's the better coach and who has got more experience, and Andy Reid does. But you can also look at the quarterbacks and say who has more experience. Brady does. He's won more Super Bowls, that's for sure. But it's going to be a great matchup. I think the better coach could win. Um, and with the Bucks, they're a good team, but they never strike me as a team that can load on the points on somebody like the Chiefs. And we saw what happened the first time. I mean, maybe they learned from that, but we saw what happened the first time where I mean, the first quarter was already done. So I think that the Chiefs definitely could win this one. I'd say maybe by 10. That could be a stretch. 7. I'm gonna say they win by 7. Don't I have class? Not on Mondays. With my school schedule, it's almost like a hybrid system. This was before any of the COVID stuff ended up happening. It's a hybrid system, so you go certain days a week and you get the homework for the other days. So I had homework today, taking a break from it, just to join you guys today, so I don't have class today. Lucky go Rams, yeah. It's pretty lucky, but you do get a lot of homework, so. Mahomes beat Brady in the playoffs a couple times, right? No, he didn't. He actually lost. If you guys remember 2018 when the Rams went to the Super Bowl, They lost to the Patriots. The Chiefs lost to the Patriots in overtime, but the Chiefs didn't get a possession. I believe that's the only time they've met in the postseason, and this is going to be the second time. Yeah, I love my Rams. I love the Rams too, obviously. I mean, you can see. Um, yeah, I think that if we got Aaron Rodgers on the Rams, that would be amazing. But like, I don't know what we would offer to the Packers. Again, it helps that he was already in the California college in that he already maybe has a motivation to go to the Rams, but it's kind of hard to imagine that happening, similar to the Deshaun Watson trade. I would love to see that happen, obviously, but I don't know if it's gonna happen. Okay, who do you guys think is going to win the Super Bowl? Just throw your predictions down here. But first, I say cut Goff and go with Wolford. Yeah, I like Wolford a lot. I think we have to see more experience from him because my question is when there's more film on them, are the teams gonna get more film on him and find him out, or will he be able to still succeed? I think he can still succeed. Definitely in the playoffs, Mahomes should get revenge on Brady from AFC Championship game in 2019. Yeah, Darkness, you say 37 to 30, Tampa Bay wins. Yeah, it could be high scoring, but when I think about the both defenses are actually pretty good. I would say the Bucks defense is a bit better, but I don't say that they could hold them down. Chiefs, but closely 24 to 20. Yeah, that's around what I'm thinking. Well, I'm thinking more about a 7 to 10 difference. You don't like Wolford? Why don't you like Wolford? Tampa also has home field advantage, which I think could be a huge factor. Do you guys know if there's going to be fans there? Because I'm not sure. The home field advantage, without the fans, it really doesn't make a difference, in my opinion. It's just a different venue. Is there going to be fans in the Super Bowl? Because I thought I heard something about like the first responders or something going there. Jack, you think that's going to be Tampa Bay winning 28-24? I hope that we get a close game, and I hope we don't get another Super Bowl like the Rams and Patriots. Okay, there will be fans there. Okay. Okay, the attendance will be limited. I mean, I think if you get fans in the stadium just at all, that's a difference compared to just the fake crowd noise. I don't like that. You like Wolford so far, but you think he's overrated. I mean, he did get just. I think he's overrated, as you say, just because a lot of people were already wanting just to see him since of how Goff was performing. So I think that could be a reason why. Let's let's pray the Rams win next year. Yeah, I think this offseason is actually going to be one of the most interesting ones I've seen from them because there's just a lot of uncertainties, but some of them are good. Like I just want to see what happens with the quarterback, honestly. Darkness, it's going to be 22,000 fans allowed. Okay. That's not too bad. I live in Tampa, but I'm from LA and have season tickets for the first two seasons. Also, it's nice to see another young person obsessed with the Rams in football. Yeah, I loved the Rams ever since they were in St. Louis. Let's just say this: if if Rodgers does leave the Packers, who do you guys say he's gonna go to? Like, if he's already made up his mind, he doesn't want to stay in the Packers. Um, who do you guys think he's gonna go to? The Rams. I mean, again, it's the thing you have to put your bias aside. And like, I love the Rams. I would love to see him go there, but yeah, I've seen Jack and Darkness say 49ers, 49ers. Yeah, the annoying thing about this free agency is that since what the 49ers have to offer, they have a lot to offer, so I think they could land Watson or Rodgers or they could land a good QB. I wouldn't be I wouldn't be mad if they got Stafford though, because if we got the good pass rush, it's not going to be as bad. You think he's going to be in the Rams since you've been saying it last season? Yeah, I hope he does, honestly. Todd Gurley or Cam Akers? I answered this last stream. I think Gurley has the better burst, He's got that speed when he finds the hole. Well, he used to. I don't think he does anymore, but he used to have that speed and the burst. So if you gave him a bit of room and plus that stiff arm, that was crazy. But Akers, I like how patient he is, and he's also more powerful. So they're two different types of running backs. I think we have to see a little bit more next year of Akers. I think he'll be the starter the whole year, and as long as no injuries happen, I'll be better suited to answer that question. But I like Akers a lot. Yeah, Rodgers does want to go to a Cali team, but well, no, he wouldn't go to the Chargers. I was just gonna say, imagine he goes to the Chargers, but they already have Herbert. They don't need Rodgers. We could use Watson. Oh my gosh, he's perfect for our wide receivers in the whole scheme. He is honestly, but it's that thing again. Is that really gonna happen? Akers needs to stop getting hurt. I think next year he'll have a better season since he's been in the league. Um, his his first year, I think he should be better. To be honest, I feel like the only way we can get rid of Goff is if we can trade him to Indy, to be honest. Yeah, I agree with you. Not Chargers, too much of an embarrassment, not Niners. He's mad, picked Alex Smith over the 20th. Yeah, I just hope at the end of the day that we get a quarterback that's better than Goff. That's all I hope. I think that Goff Honestly, Goff isn't a bad quarterback. He just needs a better system, and he may need different pieces, and maybe he was only good those couple years. Like he was like looking like he was going in the right direction those 2 years because of the players he had, like Gurley, a healthy offensive line, and nobody had figured out what the Rams have been doing yet. And you have McVay, you have a good defense. I think that's honestly what it could have come down to. How often do I stream? Um, I streamed last Friday. I usually let people know ahead of time. I think in about a week I'll be able to use community posts since I hit 1,000 subscribers now, so I'll be able to let you know ahead of time. But I hope I can do it, or I'm hoping to do it more often. Goff is going to the Packers, fits well in Matt LaFleur's system. He'll take them to the playoffs. Do you think Matt LaFleur even wants Goff? Trade Goff and picks for Rodgers. Not sure if that would be a good enough trade. I think you would need a little bit more. It really depends on how much Rodgers would want to come here. We are a QB away from going back to a Super Bowl. I agree. Thank you, looking pressure guy. I appreciate it. Congrats on 1K. Thank you so much. It was honestly, obviously, with all you guys, I appreciate all that. All right, I think we're about ready to start talking about John Wolford. Oh, but first I got to answer Jack's question. What about Hodges? I don't like him over Wolford so far, what I saw on the Steelers, but I mean I could be wrong. I think they just mainly got him for a security blanket at backup. Ep 11 Gaming, you're my 450 sub, so you're an OG. Do you think we need a new O line? I think we need better pieces on the O line, but there's definitely talent there. Yeah, Jack, you think okay, so you think Wolford's the starter. Do you guys think here's the question, do you guys think that Wolford is good enough to be a starter on the Rams? With just like looking at all the pieces they have right now, not looking at what they could pick up or what they will pick up or whatever, just with the pieces they have right now on offense, do you think he's good enough to be a starter? Yeah, we do need a new center. The line collapses in the middle. Because the way that I see Wolford is he fits our system better than Goff does, and that's nothing against Goff or his talent. It's just Goff has different skill sets and different traits that he possesses as opposed to what Wolford brings to the table. So I think Wolford is definitely a scheme fit. If you watch Sean McVay, he looks a lot more comfortable, like not as mad as when Goff is in there. Like I don't know, it just seems like more of a joy of calling plays rather than just always being like a little scared or feeling risky. I wanted the Bills to win the AFC Championship last night, but they dropped out. Yeah, I really wanted the Bills to win too. Oh, Daddy Dino, you don't think that Wolford should be the starter? Why do you think that he shouldn't be the starter? Because yeah, as I was saying, he's a better scheme fit. I think he's because with our bootlegs and play action, Goff does those pretty well, or he used to do those pretty well. But he's very indecisive with the running game. If he wants to run it or not. And I think with Wolford, he brings that extra dimension, um, where he can actually run it. Darkness says, I like Wolford can be a starter because one, he's mobile, which fits better in our system. Yes, did he have or accuracy issues, but he wasn't missing by much a lot of the time. That may have been rust. Yeah, that's true. And I think that honestly, if you get him starts, he's gonna get better at that accuracy because I think you're totally right with the rust on that thing. But the mobile, like the whole him being a mobile quarterback, that just adds another dimension. No, I think he's good enough to be a starter, but I feel I haven't seen him play enough to tell for sure. Okay, I get you. Think that Goff will stay starter, but Wolford should be allowed to have the off season to train hard with coaches and take a shot at starter. Wolford is similar to Watson. Man, YouTube keeps on moving your comment up, so I can't read. That's the same improvisation. Yeah, I think he's gonna definitely train harder, and I think that they're gonna be looking at him a lot harder than they did last off season, since they know what the quarterback situation is like. Hmm. I say this every time, anybody but Goff. I agree with you. I mean, again, it's not anything against him. It's just the way he's played the last couple years, and I think the organization and Sean McVay is getting frustrated. So anybody but Goff. Although I don't think I would want Haskins. There's a couple of QBs. I wouldn't want Newton. Um, I think he is an above average, but not pro. Maybe top 14. Yeah, I think at the end of the day, it's just Wolford, like Goff, he can't turn the ball over. We only saw one turnover from Wolford. Granted, it was one game and not even a full quarter, in the second game, but he threw the interception on his first play, and since then he got better. So if you find a way not to turn the ball over, that's gonna go a long way. Yeah, no way, Cam and Haskins. Yeah, I saw a lot of people on my video about Matthew Stafford if we should trade for him. I saw a lot of people didn't want him. Is it because he's not mobile or like because I obviously would take Watson over Rodgers over Stafford, but if Stafford doesn't take any deals, would you guys want him? Because I saw a lot of people said no, and I wanted to know the reasoning. Um, this man had a bright future, but then he blew it. I don't think he blew it. Or unless you're talking about Goff, then yeah. I don't know who you're talking about. I'd only take Newton as a backup. That's what he is at this post in the career as a starter now. Do you think there are analysts being biased towards young players in the league? Yeah, I think there's definitely some of those. But yeah, I just think that Wolford has all the talent. I think if you get him in, okay, yeah, Goff blew it. If you get him in more starter games, his accuracy will just increase, and all the training, his accuracy will increase over time. The accuracy rate of success that will increase, but he already has the other assets. He seems like he could be a good leader. He's calm. He's got a good ethic, and he's mobile. So I think that he's definitely got a chance, if you just give him time. I want Watson, and I think Stafford is good with his accuracy, and our wide receivers are good at route running and running after catch. So if you get the ball to them, good game. Yeah, I agree with you. And imagine this. Imagine if we got Rodgers. Think of him with Cooper Cup. Think of that duo. Because, I mean, people could argue that Adams is better than Cup, and there's just more numbers to prove that. But I think that just imagine Cup with Rodgers. Imagine Golf with legs. I still don't know if he had legs because if his decision making still isn't there, I don't know how good he would be. But yeah, if we had Rodgers and Cup, that would be a good duo because I think most of the times if you're watching Rams games and you see a lot of people are saying the deep routes aren't even being drawn up, but they are. It's just the deep shots aren't being taken by Goff because of his confidence. But if we had Rodgers, he takes deep shots all the time. We saw it in that championship game yesterday. They lost, but they're taking deep shots, and that's what I want to see more from the Rams. And I think if we had Wolford in there too, he takes more deep shots than Goff. Also, Rodgers to Van and Everett. Well, Everett is going to be a free agent. We aren't keeping him, so I think that him and Woods, if you get Cup, Woods, and Jefferson, but I really think that Cup and Rodgers would be such a good duo if we somehow manage to get Rodgers. Um, are we switching to a 4-3 defense? We don't know yet. I think we're still figuring it out. But I do know that with the defense, I don't think we're switching a bunch, and it's not going to be a dramatic change. There's just maybe some minor tweaks. Imagine Goff with legs. Yeah, he just gets hit sticks by Bobby Wagner and fumbles every time. Yeah, and even like if you notice when he tries to slide, if you notice when he does that, it doesn't even look like a slide. It just looks like he like fell on his face. Like he doesn't seem to know how to slide right. It's kind of weird. Also, Woods is a Devontae type. True. Hey, All in Adventures. Thanks for joining. Think we are keeping Everett. He was McVay's first pick. I don't know. I disagree with that just because I think with Everett, I like him better than Tyler Higbee. I actually do like him better, but we didn't see Everett in that much or getting that many passes to him, so I don't see why they would want to keep him. I think they're gonna let him walk. Yep, shot by Nolan, we live. Talking about Wolford and different QBs. We were just talking about if Rodgers, if he came over, what that would mean in the Rodgers trade rumors. I don't know. I don't think that he's gonna come over, but I would love it. I think he's got a shot to go into the 49ers too. Do I live in St. Louis or Los Angeles? I used to live in St. Louis, and then now I'm in Colorado, but I'm still a Rams fan. Higby on blocks and Everett for play action route running. Yeah, that's true. Higby does do good blocks. I just feel like he doesn't get the ball to him that much. He doesn't seem to get open that much. Do I think that Juju will stay with the Steelers? I don't think so. Everett is more consistent than Higby, but when Higby is hot, he's top 15 tight end. That's true. Like the final four games of not this past season we just watched, but the one before that, he was crazy. He just seemed to have the magnet to the ball. Goff needs a stronger O-line. We plan on keeping him. I mean, I think Goff does better with a stronger O-line, but that's what I used to say, but now I think it's getting more to the point of his confidence and his relationship with Sean McVay, like where that's getting to. So I think even if he has that, I mean, he did pretty well in Tampa Bay. Besides that pick he threw, he did pretty well. If he just throws like that, we could be a winning team for sure. I mean, we are a winning team, but we could go a lot further. Everett drops too many passes? I don't think so. I do remember in the second Cardinals game with Wolford starting, I did think he dropped a lot of those. But that was just a bad game, I think. Hopefully we pick up a deep threat receiver. I hope so, honestly. But I can't think of anybody who has the speed. I think Reynolds was our fastest guy on the team and he's gonna be a free agent, so it's only going to get worse if we don't pick anybody up. And I think we do need to pick up a punt returner and a kick returner. I mean, nothing towards Tim Webster personally, but I think he needs to go. Don't you think after Rams versus Chiefs, so many players disappeared like Ebukam? Yeah, I mean, some players just have good nights. I think that was like the last time Ebukam um had had a good game. And I still want Aaron Donald to score a touchdown when he stripped that. I still wanted him to scoop and score because I wanted him to get it. Goff is similar to Wentz, had a couple of good seasons, but then I'm guessing you meant fell apart, which is funny because they went 1-2 in the draft. Yeah, I mean, I'd rather have Goff. Well, It's hard to tell. I think I'd rather have Goff than Wentz. I think we picked better because if you look at Wentz, it seems like his mindset is to always just make a bigger play, like just try to make a big play out of nothing, which isn't the worst thing, but sometimes you just gotta throw it away. And I saw on one play this year he dropped back like 25 yards. That is kind of funny how that ended up like that. I've never seen us get locked up so hard in offense in franchise history since Michael Thomas versus the Bucks. Yeah, that's true. Goff was good before playing against the Niners in 2020. Well, it also matters on what teams you're playing. I think we did play some pretty okay teams, and even some bad teams in the first four games, so he looked really good. I think the Cowboys, um, I think that we definitely beat them good, and they were a good team. But I don't know. You think Ben Roethlisberger is done with the Steelers? I think that he may retire. I'm not sure. I don't know if he's gonna come back. So I'm not sure what to say about that. I feel like Goff is going to improve in 2020. We already passed that, but I'm guessing you mean 2021. The reason is because Goff is now in competition at the starting QB spot, so he's going to be scared and go off. I mean, if that works, if McVay ends up scaring him by picking up a few quarterbacks or just doing anything with the quarterback room that makes it look like he could be the starter and it actually makes Goff driven to playing harder and going off, I wouldn't be opposed to that. I like Goff. It's just I haven't liked the way he's been playing. Goff, Goff should stick with the gloves. It depends. He looked okay against the Packers. He didn't look bad at all for sure. Um, but it just depends. I think I just want Goff to be doing whatever he's most comfortable with. I still have faith in Goff. Yeah, Cash, I have faith in him too, but I think it's getting to the point where the organization isn't really holding on to that faith as long anymore. So you gotta start looking at what your next options are. I am one little piece of candy away from being a Chargers fan because we won't start Wolford. Yeah, whatever happens, I'm always gonna be a Rams fan. I can't stand the Chargers. And even so, even if there's a team that I like, I'll always love the Rams. Because if you live through the St. Louis days and how bad they were after the greatest show on turf, of course, you know, you can live through anything really. After the or after the Rams season ended in Green Bay, I was kind of in the middle of the plan of trading off. Yeah, Wolf is getting all this type just like Sean Mannion. All this hype just like Sean Mannion. Yeah, Sean Mannion. The problem with him too is I don't think he was very mobile, and he something with Mannion that I noticed, and I think all the Rams fans noticed is he just never seemed to improve. That's kind of crazy, but he never seemed to improve, and I think with Wolford, with the way he works, he could improve. Um, if Goff plays bad, he is out, and if he plays Goff, I will be happy. Yeah, I think at the end of the day, if we don't pick up anybody in the off season, Goff will get to start in week one, and however long until McVay sees what's happening or what's not happening anymore, he'll make his decision from there. I don't think he's going to give Goff as long of a leash as he did this year, where he pretty much would have been the starter every game if he didn't get injured. Thanks, Ep11 Gaming. I love this shirt. That's one of my favorite ones. Uh, what was your reaction when Wolford threw that interception? I was obviously disappointed because it was literally the first play after all the hype and after all the highlights and making videos on him. But when I saw what he was saying on the sidelines and how calm he looked, I was confident. When do you think we'll win a Super Bowl? I hope sometime before I die. I don't really have a targeted spot. I think I would be better suited to answer that question after this off season. Yeah, 2023 maybe. It just you can't really think ahead of time of what moves will be made and who's going to go and who's going to join because imagine I say we don't make it like we don't win a Super Bowl this year and then later we find out somehow we landed Watson. and then my opinion would change. So I don't know. I just hope they win sometime before I die. Mm, I'll see you later, Jared. I'm not a Wolford hater, but I think that this hype about Wolford replacing Goff is kind of out of control. It's a good backup, maybe a serviceable starter after a couple of years, but that's it. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to see what happens. Thanks. Congrats on 1K. I'm just thankful for all you guys for doing that. It's all you. We have to keep this defense, and slowly we need a better offense. Isn't it crazy how in 2018 in 2017 we had such a crazy like juggernaut offense, and then just 2 years later now we're talking about we really need to improve this, and it's just kind of crazy where we went in 2 years. Do you like all the LA sports teams or just the Rams? I like I like the Clippers. A lot of people will hate me on that, but I like the Clippers better than the Lakers. I don't know why. I just always like them. Um, and I don't really pay attention to baseball. It's just an LA hat that I like to wear just because it's like LA Rams, LA hat. Um, and then I like the St. Louis Cardinals. So really only two LA teams I like, but I'm really focused on the Rams compared to the Clippers. Everybody's sleeping on Bryce Perkins. He's going to surprise people. I mean, I would have to look more into him. I know that they've had him, but I've never really like taken a look at him. Um, I would like to see him in preseason though if we have one. We need a Brandon Cooks type of receiver. We do, and I know this is never gonna happen, but just imagine if we had Henry Ruggs. That would be crazy if we had that speed type of receiver. But the question is, now with the way Goff is playing, if we get that type of speedy receiver, can he hit them deep? Because his deep shots and just his passing in general has not been that accurate. So I don't know. I think we got to look at one thing at a time. We gotta, I think, first evaluate the quarterback and the offense altogether, but mainly the quarterback. And then if we got a guy who's like Wolford, we saw him take so many deep shots, and he actually almost had Van Jefferson in stride on that deep pass he taking it against the Cardinals. Um, but then we can look at getting a deep threat receiver. Although McVay did say that he wanted one like that. Mm, What do you guys think about Cam Akers? I love him honestly. I want to get a Cam Akers jersey. I did, like I said, make a video back before the season started about how he's going to be a star, and I think that's verified now. He's going to be a star, and I loved seeing him in that Wildcat offense. I thought it was cool to watch because I've never seen the Rams do that before. Um, let's see. Akers is amazing. Yeah, I love Akers. You got to get a Rams jersey. I mean, I have a Todd Gurley jersey up here. I don't know if you can see it. If it's there, you go. It's up there. I have a Todd Gurley jersey. That's like more of an authentic one. This one is my Ramsey one, but it's like a t-shirt type of jersey. But I like the Ramsey jersey. Is my favorite. And then I have a golf jersey too, which right now I don't really like having a golf jersey. I don't wear it as much, I should say. I'm a little depressed when I put it on, I gotta say, but I still want to represent them. You got a Donald jersey? Which is it, the bone one or the royal one? Because I know a lot of people like the bone. Because in my opinion, I like the royal jersey better than the bone. I don't I don't know. Yeah, there you go. You got a royal one. If we want to win next year, then we honestly need a QB, faster receivers or better QB. No offense. Yeah. First, I think the first thing we gotta look at is QB because if you look at it, obviously, the Packers didn't win yesterday, and they most likely aren't gonna win a Super Bowl. Um, but Rodgers makes it work with whoever he has. He has a superstar wide receiver, Devontae Adams, but pretty much from there, he's got a lot of guys who aren't the best receivers, and he makes it work. I think that's just the thing. We have good receivers, and we got to utilize that with whatever quarterback. And if we get Aaron Rodgers, that would be great. Because he just finds ways to make it work. With like unknown guys and make the unknown guys look good. So I think we got to adjust that QB position. And imagine if we get top five defense again with Raheem Morris this time. That with a good quarterback, good offense, we're definitely Super Bowl favorites. Should we trade Aaron Donald, Cooper Cup, and draft pick for Deshaun Watson? No way. Every time I see an Aaron Donald request for trading, I don't want to see that. Cooper Cup, I love him too. I don't want to see him traded, but I think that's definitely something that we could see happen. Maybe, I don't know. They just extended him, so not sure if we're going to see that. But I think the Texans may take that. I don't know. Aaron Donald's too good. I don't want to trade him away. Speaking of which, who do you think will win, Chiefs or Bucks? I discussed this a little bit earlier. I think that you got to look at who's the better coach in the situation, who has more experience. The Chiefs do from last year. Bruce Arians wasn't a head coach in a Super Bowl before, but you also can look at the quarterbacks, and you could try to make a case since Tom Brady's been there more than Patrick Mahomes. But I think the Chiefs are going to come down and win it. Both defenses are good. I think the Bucks is better, but you just got to look at who's the better coach. I mean, if you look at what happened to the Rams in 2018 in that Super Bowl, who I can't stand harkening back to that Super Bowl, but I have to. If you look at them, they had the better team and the better offense, and they were, I don't know if more favorites, but they had a better offense to win the game. And they had superstar guys like Aaron Donald, and even Littleton was there back then. And it just came down to who was the better coach. Bill Belichick was the better coach, and he found a way to scheme against the Rams, and it worked. So you just got to look at that, I think. Um, I got Aaron Rodgers. My best friend would be mad. That's a fact. Yeah, I hope that. I hope we get Aaron Rodgers. It would be so hard though. Just with all the teams that need QBs right now, it'd be so hard to battle them out. Who do you think will win the Super Bowl? Like I just said, Chiefs. Um, that Super Bowl gives me pain still. I know it gives me pain too. And the worst thing was my family never really does this, but they invited a few friends over, and most of them were going for or some of them were going for the Patriots. So there's so much cheering going on from their side, but I'm just like, this is the house I live in too. Yeah, so that gives me some pain. Sorry I missed your last stream, Rams House. It's okay, Unknown Brick. No problem. We'll still be doing plenty more streams. Any questions you guys want to ask about the Rams or the NFL or anything like that, I can answer right now. And also, what videos you would want me to make next? I have a couple in mind right now, but um if you guys want to pitch in any suggestions, you can too. Unknown Brick, you stopped after that Super Bowl. I didn't stop, but I was definitely pretty sad. Who do you think we would get in the draft or free agency? Um, I think we will get a linebacker possibly in free agency, and in the draft, I think we're going to be at least looking at quarterback. It just depends on who falls. Um, and it really comes down to who Morris wants to, because he may try to handpick his guys. So, I think definitely linebacker and maybe some guys to fill in the offensive lineman's spots. I was legit. My fam, they were all past fans except for me. I was like the pain. My fam was happy except for me. I was depressed. Yeah, it's hard when you're cheering. Like you wait so long. You wait the 2 weeks. It feels like, and then also all the years passed, and then you just have people cheering. You're like, no, go for the Rams. But you know, who do you think will be more realistic trade, Rodgers or Watson? Probably Rodgers. Honestly, well, I mean, if the rumors are true that he wants to leave. And some people have been saying that he wants to come to Cali, and he already has like a facility 20 minutes away, I think is what I heard. Um, I think that would be more realistic. Who do you think will be more? Oh, I already read that one. Would you care if we lost Troy Hill? I mean, obviously, I don't like losing guys, but he had some good scores near the end of the year, and he did break out towards the end of the year. But um, I wouldn't be too depressed if we lost Troy Hill. Because I was really mad when they lost Corey Littleton last year, but I kind of feel bad for Littleton. He didn't have a good year because of the system he was in. Um, are we looking at any QBs? I think we're definitely looking at them in the draft. We're most likely scouting them because you got to be prepared if any of them fall. And with what we saw there for Hodges coming, obviously we know that the Rams and the organization is looking and thinking about QBs right now. They know that's one of their needs, so I think we're definitely looking at them. If he wants to go to Cali, he's gonna want to go to San Fran, I think. He lived up north and was a Niners fan. If he goes to the Niners, I'll be on suicide watch, LOL. Yeah, I that's the annoying thing with all these great quarterbacks. The Niners are like one of the number one teams to get whoever that player is. And like it's not like it doesn't make sense. I just hate the 49ers. Yeah, I just the 49ers could be a team he wants to go to because they have better I don't know if you could say they have better receivers than what the Packers had, but because they don't have Adams. But yeah, going back to John Wolford, that if we could get John Wolford the starts and if we give him the time um to develop and get better at his accuracy, plus McVay gives him time to fiddle around with the scheme if he needs to, things like that, I think that could go a long way in Wolford. I think Wolford's definitely could be a starter for sure for the Rams. If Watson goes to the Niners, I'll be depressed. I think every Rams fan will be really. Um, I honestly hate Jamal Adams after what he did on John Wolford. People could argue that they could have gone to the Super Bowl with the Rams with John Wolford, and that could be true. They would have to get past the Packers, but the thing I keep saying is like, could they have beaten the Chiefs with him? It's just hard because we couldn't see what Wolford could do. We couldn't see him play his second straight game, like after getting the nerves out because of Jamal Adams. So that's the annoying part about what happened with Wolford. Um, which QB do you think Sean McVay? I don't really know what that question means, but um, Jamal Safadilla and a crybaby. Yeah, I don't really like him, and I didn't like how he's smoking cigar. I mean, all the Rams fans and Rams players didn't like how he's smoking cigars after the game. That divisional one. And then if you saw what he tweeted out too after the Rams lost in the playoffs, I was like, just stop. You always hated the Jet or Jamal Adams, even in the Jets days. Yeah, he's just a hard hitter, and I think he knew what he was doing by going towards the head. And Wolford, yeah, he was a runner, but I don't know. That's just a hard hit. I think it should have definitely been a flag. Have you ever been to a game before? No, I really want to, honestly. I haven't been to any NFL game, but I would love to go to SoFi, meet up with you guys, and watch the Rams. That would be so fun. Um, he is like the Chase Claypool of the Seahawks. Yeah, I think Chase Claypool is a little bit better. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, if Wolford got the starts, he would need some time to develop, but the guy just doesn't get scared under pressure like Goff. He has he's got the better mentality. He works harder from what I hear. Um, and he's mobile like McVay once. McVay didn't pick Goff, he inherited Goff. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard that by now. But I think Wolford could definitely be a solid option. And he played in his first ever NFL snap or regular season snap. He played close to, if not better than what Goff usually plays. So if you have a guy who replaces Goff and does that, and who's not even getting paid nearly as much as Jared Goff, I mean that's a little sad, but that also can give you confidence that it won't be too much of a dip down or anything like that if you put him as a starter. You live 2 blocks away from the Rams Stadium? That's crazy. Can you see it from your house? Like, are you in a neighborhood near that, or? But you're moving next year to Panthers country. Panthers are cool though. Yeah, you gotta rep the Rams in Carolina. I want you guys though to predict down below in the comments, or not really below, but to the side. You know what I mean? If you think Wolford is a starter and why if you like Wolford or not. I know there's a couple people in here who like Goff, and I'm not against Goff, but at nighttime the stadium, I'm guessing you might say glows. Yeah, that would be so cool to watch. I love how the SoFi Stadium roof lights up. Who do you think will end up winning the NFC West? It's very hard to speculate right now because we haven't seen the moves being made yet, like free agency. Seahawks always got a chance to win the West because I feel like there's always that team that hangs around. Um, if I think if the Cardinals get things situated or figured out in their organization and maybe even switch out a coach, I'm not sure about that, but if they do that, they could have a shot. It depends on what happens with the 49ers because they could land Watson, they could land Rodgers, they could land Stafford, so it's hard to predict right now. Um, Wolford needs some work, then he will be complete. That's true, but I think the in-game reps will help him, which is why I want him to start. You have to leave because you have no battery on your device. No problem. Thank you so much for stopping in. We are going to be quite calming down the stream a little bit, shutting it down. It's almost at the 50-minute mark. We'll stop. We're at 46 right now, so any more questions you guys can shoot down there. Um, and then we'll finish the stream up. And also video suggestions. If you guys want to suggest any videos for me to do in the future that you want me to dive into, I can do that. What are the chances for Jimmy G going to the Rams? I think they're low. I mean, maybe even lower than the Rams getting Rodgers. I don't think that the Rams really want him. He could do better, honestly, than Goff. But I think Jimmy G could go back to the Patriots. I think that's where his best shot is to go to the Patriots. I can't see him going to the Rams. I wouldn't really want him to go to the Rams either. I don't know why. There's always been something annoying about Jimmy Garoppolo. It's not him as a person, but there's always been something annoying. I don't know why. Yeah, but I may be getting a mic soon to put here, and I have two very good cameras. Let me see if I have it in here. Okay, I don't have my camera in there, but I have two very good cameras. The problem with them is they don't have the proper camera cord to hook up to. I'm using a laptop right now. They can't hook up to that, so I haven't been able to be using good quality things. But I think sometime maybe before the summer we could get better footage for like what we get with the cameras and a mic. So things could be improving. And this I already got a good start on this room here, but I'm probably gonna get some LEDs to put around here too, just to hype up the studio a bit. You should make a video of the players we would draft and get on the free agency. Okay, thank you for that suggestion. I appreciate all the suggestions because at the end of the day, I like just making content for you guys and making what you guys want. So if that's what you guys want, I can take a deeper look into that. And let me know, guys, right now if you like these streams or like if you like the videos better. Because obviously I'm going to continue to create videos. But do you like these streams, the interaction between them and everything that goes into it? Because I just want to make sure that you guys are enjoying these. And these also do go up. Um, these streams do go up on my channel. I believe it's like 24 hours after it or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, shot by Nolan. Toughest and best division. That's true. I think the division had so much hype going into this year with all the good players and everything, but the 49ers got banged up. Um, and then the Cardinals, you know what happened to them? They just kind of went free falling at the end of the season. And then the Seahawks were good. They won the division, obviously, and then the Rams, the Rams did good. So we'll have to see if the division gets better next year. Hey, JH Sports. Everybody make sure to go check out his channel, JH Sports. He's got 73 subscribers. We got to get him to that 100 mark. Should the Rams consider firing Sean McVay? No way. McVay is not the problem. I think that McVay is going to be the coach of the future for the Rams. Like consider like Bill Belichick. That's what I think McVay is going to be like for the Rams. I don't think any of this is. Well, I don't. I think there are some things you could bet on McVay, but it's not all on McVay. Not at all. You think Van Jefferson is going to be utilized more next year? Definitely, especially with Josh Reynolds leaving, Gerald Everett most likely leaving. I think that's going to give him a better shot, and he could break out next year. So thank you guys so much for joining this stream. I appreciate it. We had a 50-minute stream. Didn't get the most people in here, but I appreciate the people who showed up, and we'll be doing more of these streams later. So thank you so much. As always, go Rams, horns up, and God bless.